every kid believes they're that kid. Every school believes that their school is the top and the best in the country. So.
And Noah knows he's done it. And that will be the play that will crown Noah Johnson the level next Madden National Champion.
Another chance here for Angel! Yes! Oh, he ends it! He saves West Virginia and steals the game!
West Virginia are your two-time Nate Starling Rocket League champions!
And the West Virginia team in the passion pit back there, after every single round that they're winning, they're standing up and they're screaming at their opponent.
Coming in last year when we announced a new team, people were, if we didn't get first or second, it was a failure for us, a lot of people thought. And I think it still is that way kind of for a lot of people. So people still have that high expectation. That's definitely changed from, when way back in the beginning 2 years ago. And then of course, WVU itself with the program and all the backing and everything has changed quite, not drastically changed in the last couple of years, but you can just see that WVU is really invested into esports and they're kind of all in right now.
Year one was me and Noah, so it's like really easy. We both were on the same page. We knew what we wanted to do. We knew how we wanted to announce and then what we needed to do in order to reach that top spot, in which we did. Player-wise, we went from 1 to 15, now 22. Facility-wise, we went from a computer lab with barely working AC to now and actually have a facility with working AC and then 2 rooms to even have a broadcast team with. No student workers, no staff, to 1 full-time, 2 assistants, and like 13, 17 student workers. So we are steadily making a case for ourselves.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is kind of been able to grow outside of the game. Obviously, we've had big expectations, not only myself, but all of our other games to win championships. That was what we were brought here to do, is win. But now, like you said, doing things in the community and just trying to grow the brand as well, I think has been really cool to see, and just kind of been a big change from when we first started.
Now we're kind of at a spot where all of our teams are expected to be #1 in the country, and we're an in-person campus as well, so that means they got to make the grades in the classroom as well. So now we're just kind of putting all those pieces together, and end goal is for every single person that comes into our program to graduate by the end of their 4 years. And kind of if a player goes pro, it's just kind of an icing on the cake for Dinxx.
I don't like doing it much, but shout out to Pitt because they did help out a lot. It was cool. That little venue with the big screen and stuff, it was fun. It was fun to cast a little Madden match. It was actually my first Madden cast outside of my interview. So it was fun getting to cast that with actual students watching. The player we brought from campus, Pitt's player, and the people watching, to them it just looks like people play in NCAA, you know what I mean? But really they're, gathering to watch esports, which I think is cool because you're planting a little seed in another school's campus, and maybe one day that'll help. Things like that will help, boost that collegiate esports scene a little bit.
Being able to intertwine the backyard brawl into an esports sector was really awesome. And I think what made it a little bit better, the icing on the cake, was having it actually be students involved on both campuses instead of having it just be our main person. The game was more interesting, and the game actually played out almost perfectly to how it went on the field and when we did it for our event. And so the plan is to just keep this going.
I think it was super fun broadcasting. It was kind of my first chance doing it, but I think I really enjoyed it. I felt like I gave pretty good insight. Definitely a little bit nervous, a lot more nerve-wracking than playing the game, I would say. But no, I thought it was a super cool thing. I'm super excited to see what happens next year when Pitt comes to West Virginia, and hopefully keep this tradition going.
Back, and he will come out in this full zone, and it's going to be a fake and an interception from the Mountaineers. He's got a lot of green grass in front of him, the quarterback trying to catch an angle.
He's not going to catch
And
him.
he can't get him. He's at the 5, and he is in the end zone. West Virginia with a defensive touchdown to increase that lead.
For him to branch out, it shows that other students in the program are probably going to end up doing the same. And regardless of what he does, as long as he puts his mind to it, like the guy is just super good at almost everything that he touches, and just really intelligent. And for him to be on cast doing the backyard brawl, like the guy is just a grade A yapper. So I could see him being on ESPN doing the same thing, or even working with EA to be a caster in an event. Him being a streamer just allows his personality to show in different aspects.
It's really cool to see a school like WVU in the collegiate esports scene. I mean, if you look around the whole scene of collegiate esports, there's a lot of bigger Division I, Power 5 schools that have teams, but for the most part, they don't typically compete at the same level as our teams do. They're not coming out in top 2 of NACE. So, a school like us that is competitively, viable against these smaller teams that have like that esports niche. It's really cool to see that, we are good at the games, and we also have the power and the ability to kind of reach out to other bigger schools and help spread that a little bit and kind of help them get off their feet a little bit.
I mean, I'm feeling fantastic. I'm just trying to keep up the good results, and we'll know what our potential is coming the playoffs. Make a top 4 in NACE, make it to playoffs and play fly, and have a team that's trying and challengers for the next season.
Do they know?
And here's my man down. Jarret finds another one, and now
Mountaineers
just under 10 seconds left.
Control.
Vitality finds another one, and who could have seen this? But the hard point is going to change before anyone wins. Now it's all going to come down to this. Vitality finds 2. That is just insane. Jarret finds a 3rd.
1
and
second
that
to Mountaineers.
That will be it.
When it comes to the COD scene, you're just always on the edge of your seat because you really just don't know what's going to happen. And even when it comes to the players, you really don't know what's going to happen. We're now in our zone, and we can start working on doing XYZ to really reach the heights of this team and what it could be.
I mean, it feels nice to have teammates that care like that, because I'm here to win, and having teammates that share a common goal or like that hunger for winning makes my life easier at the end of the day. And I have some trust in them compared to the other years, and I trust them to actually at least make playoffs and like get good results in playoffs.
Team by team, like, it's easy to say you want everyone to be in the championship, but I think for a team like Lotus, it's not necessarily championship within collegiate, it's growth as individuals, and then them taking it to their women's tournaments and actually bringing that new skill set to become champions in that event.
I don't consider myself like a professional whatsoever, but to be like the first team that's like classified as a women's collegiate team, it's a step in the right direction for the other women in the Rocket League scene, and definitely like kind of paves the way for more women to want to do it. The playstyle I had before I came here was just about me. I'd solo play, just everything, me. But now it's about like setting up my teammates and having them do all the stuff while I try to make space or get demos, be aggressive. It's just very different.
Emma not able to take the ball there, but it's going to be Yak back over the top. Is there anyone to follow up? It's Hira. Gets the demo onto Changa. Can there be another one? No, there won't. It's going to be Yak on the crossbar. The follow-up from Hira. Beautiful stuff.
I mean, and at least from where I'm sitting, you can kind of see a little bit of the mental from the setup. Guys are kind of deteriorating. It's getting a lot sloppier. You know, they're kind of getting a little bit too aggressive on the offensive end. Just
me and Emma have a pretty good relationship in Rocket League and outside Rocket League. I consider her a really good friend of mine. So it's pretty cool that I get to play with her and then learn her play style and be able to play around her play style. The thing about Yak is I don't know him that well yet. I don't really know how to play around him all too much. Yeah, I'm still learning his play style, but he's a good player regardless. I just have to learn him a little bit more.
I think chemistry in Rocket League is a big thing, and knowing your teammates and knowing them as people, not just on the field, really helps. And I think we kind of proved that as our results kind of got better and better throughout the year, and we kind of dominated more and more. And I think it's, you know, it's really credit to them for being so easy to talk to and being great friends on and off the field, and that kind of what they really have been great friends. And I don't just say that in front of a camera. I really do. You know, obviously Tool's my roommate, and Matter we talk to, we hang out with every single day, and they've really been great friends. I couldn't have recruited two better people. I think people that on the field are amazing and off the field are just as good. So
with this shot, Cheetah is there to get the ball away from the net, but not for long. Matter and Tool.
Oh my goodness! That's the best goal of the day. Oh my gosh.
Oh my, what a team play from West Virginia. Matter and Tool pinching the ball out of midair.
You saw it coming and you just wanted to watch it.
I think a big thing for us right now is confidence, and I think that's kind of what's held us back so far at the beginning of this year. Coming off of like a not great summer series and then a couple NACE matches that we think we should have won, I think confidence was a little bit low. But I think Harrisburg did a really good job of fixing a lot of that. So I think going forward, that's really going to be the main issue that we've resolved and is going to help us kind of go into NACE and the latter half of it and playoffs more strongly as we all kind of feel more confident in the field. I think that's kind of the main thing that we're focusing on and working on still. It was really cool. This was the first event that I believe anybody in WVU Esports has done like collaboratively with two teams going to an event, and it was super cool to cheer for another team that, you know, we actually like there at the event, and not, you know, an opponent or somebody that we have friends with on the other team, but actually our school in Valorant. So it was super fun watching their matches, and it was super fun when they were watching ours and cheering each other on and laughing with them. And as a program, it's really cool seeing everybody kind of grow and being able to go to events like that with two teams. I know it's a lot of effort on like the back end of things, so being able to make it happen, super appreciative of it. And it's been just kind of a blast seeing the program grow like that.
We have a lot more experienced team. All the players have like went through losses and stuff, so everyone's known to lose. And like I said before, we went to the mindset of like having HuFest as like practice for the future lines. So everyone was like upset after we lost, of course, because everyone wants to win. But we went to back to our hotel rooms and we're like, okay, next time we know what we did wrong, it will be better.
Being able to have two teams represent us in the games that, as a esports program, we know that we're top in, was actually beneficial. For Valorant, like, it was a step in the right direction. That team's brand new. They've never been to Hugh. They've never really been together as a team for long before competing. So that was cool. And then being able to bring in Corey to finally see all of them in person as well was a nice experience. It did suck that we came up short, but that's just what LANs do. Like, you just got to show up and everyone's on the same playing field. And at the end of the day, like, the best championship teams find a way to win when the other team shows up, basically.
You know, I mean, for HuFest, we came in as a mindset like of our first LAN as a team. So we came in as a practice. We came in like with nothing in our minds. Of course, we wanted to win, but we didn't get the result we wanted, but we still take out like what we wanted from it.
A bit of a whiffed aftershock there. Dinxx sliding out the silver dart from Excite, so well placed. Infiltrator gets two though, but Dinxx with 4 on the round, the slide, the wall, the dart, and the round won by the Mountaineers.
Andrew and Marco, they always like are there to get the vibe up. And Aiden has been our secondary, like, he always there to play the strategy of the game and tell us back off. Everyone's playstyle has been pretty good for a fit of the team. We hadn't had any issues.
It's cool. Like, one of the things that I think is very unique is that most of our kids do not leave their hometown first to come to college. And then half of them have never been to more than 2 cities. So the goal is to always give them a new experience in a way. And then hopefully from traveling, we keep the WVU brand at the peak of every single esports event.